Hi, everyone. Dr. Justin Golston here, and I would like to welcome you to the Certified Supply Chain Demand Planning and Forecasting Professional class. I will be one of your instructors for this course, and to give you a little bit of background on myself, I am a professor of project and supply chain management at Penn State University, as well as an advisory board member for the supply chain program at Georgetown University. So within this class, we are going to go through a number of real life scenarios. We're going to talk about some of the supply chain qualms that we have experienced over the last few years with the pandemic. And just to give you a little bit of insight into the content that we're going to go through. Within the first week, we're going to talk about demystifying forecasts, myths versus reality, where we're going to talk about some of the misconceptions that a number of decision makers have within the industry. Within the second session, within the second week, we're going to discuss demand-driven forecasting, where we're going to talk about how demand-driven forecasting is in comparison to supply-driven forecasting. Within session 3, we're going to discuss how we can measure forecasting performance. We're going to discuss a number of approaches and methods that we can use to create more accurate forecasts. And in session 4, we're going to discuss forecasting methods for time series data. So within this week, we're going to look at the quantitative aspects. We're going to look at the numbers. We're going to look at the tools that you can use within enterprise resource planning applications to measure your forecast accuracy as well as forecasting performance. Within session 5, we're going to go a little bit deeper in the quantitative analysis for forecasting, where we're going to talk about regression analysis. We're going to discuss cause and effect relationships using regression analysis so that you can provide more accurate forecasting within your organizations. Within session 6, we're going to go into the quantitative aspects of forecasting, where we're going to delve into a few approaches such as Delphi, such as surveys, so that we can blend the quantitative and qualitative aspects to create what we refer to as a mixed methods approach. So we can get a full view of forecasting. We can get inputs from our business partners. We can do surveys so we can provide more accurate forecasts. In the next session, we're going to discuss how we can forecast new products. That is a big issue for a number of organizations in that they find a difficult time forecasting new products when there isn't any really sales history. So we're going to look into that within session 7. Within session 8, we're going to discuss a topic that came up a lot whenever I was consulting with organizations, and the topic of sales and operations planning. Within sales and operations planning, it is very important to bring all decision makers within an organization, all departments within an organization, to ensure that there is consensus, ensure that everyone is on the same page whenever we're creating our budgets and forecasts. In session 9, we're going to discuss the integration of demand planning with production, given that a number of manufacturers were feeling the impact of the pandemic. A number of manufacturers were feeling the disruptions from a global perspective when trying to create forecasts for their raw materials, for their sub-assemblies, for their finished goods. And we're going to use some real life use cases within that week. And finally, within session 10, we're going to go into material requirements planning. Material requirements planning is a tool that has been used for a long time within organizations, and enterprise resource planning vendors are continuing to improve upon the tools that are used for material requirements planning, and we're going to discuss that and see how that is integrated within the enterprise resource planning applications. So that is an overview of the class, and I look forward to working with you all. Until next time.